Good nearly afternoon. It's approaching 12 noon, 4 minutes to. I've just realised I've not got my later life training jumper on. I've got my footy jumper on. So apologies for not being in LLT uniform. But I think there's been a lot of it recently, hasn't there? I mean, Dave and Bex have been going rogue with their dress code. Not having a uniform. Oh well, if you can't beat them, join them. Anything will do. Anything that you're comfortable to wear will do for a movement snack. I've actually got my slippers on at the minute. Well, Neve slippers. But I shan't be doing the movement snack with those flapping about on my feet. I'll have to... Are there a pair of shoes that I can grab from somebody? Possibly. I'll get them in a minute though. Morning, Mrs. P and Carol. Good to have you here. The weekend is over. The week begins. I went to the gym this morning. I feel quite proud of myself. Got up, got out the house. A, because I need to get fit. B, because it's probably best if I'm not here sometimes. The kids will just get on with it, and if I'm here they might go, oh, I don't want to go to school, Mum, and oh, will you give me a lift? So just get myself out of the way I thought might be best, and see, a good early start. So you start early, get back home, and I've got a few hours before I come to see you lot on the 12 noon, you see, to get some work done. Oh, it's a bit cold in this living room. We need a decent bit of circ boost. So yeah, I've been to spinning, did half an hour of spinning this morning, then went into the gym. Did some chest, and back and triceps, did some strengthening stuff on that with the weights, and all is well. Right, Ken's in. Morning, afternoon, whatever you want to call it at this time of day. Yeah, Carol's got you've got a hole in your sock, Carol. Do you know when you've got a hole in your sock, if it's your big toe, just draw 2 eyes and a smile on it. 2 eyes, a nose and a smile. Do that. It's fun. And with all this like stretching that we do and stuff like that, you'll get there. You'll be getting there with a bit more ease. Right, afternoon, Gillian with a G. Who else is in? Vivian's in and Paul's in attendance as well. Just a bit of housework for you lot this morning. Yeah, if I've got some kind of laptop work to be done, I'm quite happy to ignore what housework needs to be done. And then it gets to later on in the afternoon and I'll go, right, I'm limited on time. How much housework can I cram into like a 40-minute or a 30-minute time slot? And you know what? It's amazing what you can get done. And then you can say, oh yeah, I've tidied up all day, as well as done a bit of work from home. Right, it is 12 noon. Sandra's had a busy morning, back from pump and combat. Double dose for you there. Well, you'll literally find that this 12 noon will be your kind of lowerer of stuff. Christine Rowland's just arrived, as well as Carolyn Galloway. Well done. Good to have you here. Right, we might need, I might just go, I mean, I've gone rogue with my non-LLT uniform. I might go rogue and just not wear shoes for this movement snack as well. Just got my socks on. Right, here we are, 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon and welcome. It's officially time for that time of day. It's 12 noon. Time for a bit of movement snacking. Let's see what we can pull together in the next 15 minutes or so. Today, it's my mum's birthday today. My mother is 66. So happy birthday to my mum, Lorraine Knapp. She's in she's not on the movement snack, she's in Spain on her first like girly holiday with a few mates. Anyway, come on, let's get this done. So standing tall wherever you are, let's pull that across. It gives a bit better on the lighting. So standing tall, hang on, lights, camera, action. Up we come all the way through your posture, a little bit of length, little bit of extra height out of your standing or seated positioning. When you're ready, bring the foot pedals in, just a light ankle movement, a little bit of weight shift. Talking of weight shift, that weight shift can travel you forwards towards the front portion of the chair, out of the way of the support, where our support is here, our posture muscles. When you're ready, just increase that to a bit of a leg march. Keep going, keep going, keep going. We want a rhythmical, flowing movement here, which suits your pace of movement. We want to add an arm swing in, but maybe add one arm in at a time rather than both in together. I'll leave that choice for you. And if you are standing, you might want to use your external support just to support your confidence and your balance at times as well, your stability. So you might be swapping from one arm swing to the other side. You might have brought that second arm into the mix. So smooth and steady, rhythmical and not too pacey, just enough to start to increase our body temperature, our core temperature, and just enough, but not too much, to get us out of breath. You breathe a bit heavy. Breathing will be slightly heavier than your normal breathing, but not out of breath breathing with this Cirque Boost. If you find that you are getting a little bit taxed in the breathing department, take the arms out and maybe just lower what you're doing a little bit. Foot pedals included with some arm swings as well if you like, up to you. See what works best. Take some conscious breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. That will help to regulate your breathing and not get it too fast and choppy. Can you feel the effects of this? Can you? If the answer's yes, then great stuff. If not, you might want to do a little bit extra, especially if you're in a colder room like this is. Extra Cirque Boost, boosting your own internal central heating system, just tweaking the gauge. There we go. Take a few deep breaths there and job done with circulation boosting. Okay, so we did a little something, I think when I did an outdoor garden based movement snack once. So have a look around you. Have you got like a side of your piece of furniture? It could be that you use the chair or an armchair. It could be like I've got here. I've got a coffee table. I'm going to get that out of the way though, because you won't be able to see what my legs and feet are doing. So just stand slightly forwards to the obstacle that you've got on the one side. Now normally we'd take a bit of a step forwards, but I want you to take a little bit of a step so it goes round the obstacle. So if I move that here, I can still access my external support. And you're kind of going round it like so, and then coming back to base. So if it helps, take one step forwards, one step to the side, and then work your way back. Alternatively, just one step round the obstacle that you've got there. A little bit of a push back and a spring back on the recovery. This might challenge your balance, so have somewhere where you can access external support if you need it. So a manoeuvring step around an obstacle. Now, we've got 2 legs, so I'll let you lot do the second leg there, whilst we have our seated option on the go. Now, what we can do in seated is do kind of a bit of a different level of step. You can just take a regular step to the side, which opens out your knees and feet, and then back to the middle. You can do alternating sides if you like in seated. There's a little bit of swizz that occurs through your hips and bum as well, to open up to the side. So that's just a small heighted knee lift there. Sometimes we might need to lift and step our legs over something that's a little bit higher. Here we can use posture muscles as well as hands just slightly behind to facilitate and support a tilted back movement there, so we can pick the knee up quite a lot higher and then place the foot down again. So that's a shift back, which gives more kind of space for a higher knee lift. So there's a leaner tilt, feel a bit of pressure into your hands, and then try and increase the size of that stepping leg. So we got some small steps in seated, and then some bigger steps with a bit more support for the upper body and trunk there. I'd imagine that our stander-uppers have got a nice balance from right side stepping round objects to left side now. Good. Right, let's have a think about our hips. So in seated as well, just follow on from here. We've got our feet together, which narrows our base of support. Have a go now at turning the toes out to the side. Hold it there. See if you can challenge your balance. Just have a little bit of a balance challenge. You'll feel your hips are open. Squeeze your buttocks and then bring your feet back to base. Let's step the foot out to the side and just give a little bit of a knee bend and then step in. Now, if you're facing your support, you can easily do one side to the other. Do a couple of those, slightly different in seated. We might step out to the side like we did and then step back in, but then to get a little bit of work through the thighs, push up into a jockey lift. So we've got the step, the place back, and the jockey lift. The step, the place back, the jockey lift, and that work will go through your thighs, and your thigh muscles will support your knees and hips there. So what have we got so far? We did there, turning out the toes and opening the hips in a balance challenge. We did a step, maybe a knee bend to either side. And then in standing, this is going into the realms of balance. Have a glance down if you need to as you position your feet. You're going to put one foot in front of the other and share the weight. Just taking the lock off the knees there. Now have a go at lightening, loosening or letting go of your support, and just notice some small adjusting movements coming up and down the chain, ankles, knees, hips. Trunk a little bit might need adjusting. In standing, that's your job. Have a go with swapping the other foot in front. And in seated, we can get our feet into that position, narrow, clamped knees, both feet flat on the ground there, but a much narrower positioning. Now we're going to take something slightly different. We're going to take a bit of a sideways bend. So exactly what we do in the 8 AM. If you're in standing and you've finished that balance challenge with your feet in line with one another, maybe just come into seated or come into a perched position. You might be on the arm of your chair, and have a little go here. It's only when we start to shift the shoulders, bend the body, bend the spine, that we might notice a little bit of seated based instability because of where our feet are. Have a few goes at that. Okay. And finally, in standing, we'll do some heel raises. Just put 5 or 6 in. First of all, lift and stack everything. So the head over the neck, over the shoulders, aligned through the spine and trunk, a light fingertip touch on your external support. All of the load is over the legs and the feet rather than into the arms and the hands, and the heel raise comes in here. Up we go, soft landing down. Just put in about 5 or 6 of those. Slower with the brakes on, works more through the muscle grip and the muscle strength that you feel there. But lightening the support brings in a bit of a balance challenge. You can do that in seated. If you want load to work through, you could have a weight of some description on your thighs to lift and lower. Just so handy, the husband has been doing some weights in the living room this morning and left his weights out. So there's a weight or a load. This could be a heavy shopping bag or a small grandchild, working through the thighs. Alternatively, it could be you leaning forwards. Now, sometimes we need to come into this tilted leaning forwards but supported position, and you can put some heel raises in to add some load to the calves. Keep doing that. And one last bit for those of you in standing, we're going to combine. So this 3 or 4 steps forwards, as long as you've got external support. Put one foot in front of the other there. Come up onto your tiptoes. Lower your front leg down and then step your back leg through. So we're in that tightrope tandem. We come up, the front foot goes down, and then we swap. I'm going to do a little bit this way first. Now, so you can see what happens to that front foot. So there's the placement, there's the heel lift, front heel down. We've got our standing leg now, and we can bring that second foot in front. So 3 or 4 steps along any support that you've got. You will find that this challenges your balance. So be aware of the potentialness of wobble. Just got myself there, haven't I? And we've got a travelling tandem tiptoe balance challenge there, combining a couple of elements together. All right. Maybe just put a crowbar in of a few more heel raises, lower down this time, but not quite to touch the heel, and push up. So you're going up with a bit more speed now, not quite to land down, just to hover down, push up. Push up. You might feel a little wobble or a jiggle of stuff as you push up through that powerful movement. Same in seated, we can push up quickly and lower down slowly. Push up quickly, and that can be a bit more reactiveness through the ankles, a bit more power through our calf muscles as well. and relax there. There we have you. There we have you. Just went ever so common then, didn't I? There we have you. There we go. Found you at last. You missed it, Margaret. You might have to do a little bit of a rewind and a reverse. Go back in time a little bit to get to the beginning of this movement snack. So some of those heel raises or travelling heel walky things, balance challenges, perfect place in the kitchen, along a length of worktop or a tabletop, your kitchen table, or a windowsill, long radiator you've got in the hallway, for example, or even better, the banister at the top of the stairs. Use maybe items like that around your house as a bit of a trigger. So you see the banister and you go, oh, I'll just do a balance challenge across here. And then you're off into what you were going to do again. There we go. Perfect opportunities for crowbarred in extra effects from movements that we do already. Right, there we have you. Thank you, everybody. I think Bex is going to be able to do the 4 p.m. Watch this space and keep an eye out for any messages this week. I think it might be a bit of a busy one for her, travelling, being out in the US of A, etc. So, yeah, you might see me maybe 1 or 2 times extra this week as well. Have a great week. See you tomorrow, back here, same time.